All right, let's watch this. I'm interested in seeing this.
Keep in mind, don't try this at home. I am a professional Russian. Hello, my friends. It's FPSRussia again, and I've got something pretty cool.
Hey, look at that. He's playing fucking BB No Money, which of course is non-DMCA-able according to BB No Money himself. He's chill with listening to this song.
See how this goes.
If you wanted to die, you could have.
Dude, I remember watching this guy's videos.
The accidents.
I was looking at more like 25 years of prison.
Absolutely ridiculous.
August 8th, 2017. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms swiftly and without much reason raided the property of a local Franklin County man, seizing over 50 guns. The search came fresh off the heels of a mysterious package received by a resident of Carnesville, Georgia, and one of the biggest YouTubers of the early to mid 2010s.
Oh my God, dude. The FBI was on this alongside NBA Youngboy, dude. Never broke again. They literally, dude, they're taking down all the legends. That's fucked up.
Lamar Myers. A gun enthusiast at heart, the man had become synonymous with firing off high-powered machine guns, blowing up vehicles, refrigerators, hitting explosive targets out of helicopters, and bringing tanks to drive-thrus.
Let me get a number 9 and 4 large cokes.
Number 9 and what else?
4 large cokes.
4673.
Sounds good.
But thanks to a number of federal raids, weapon confiscations, and a potential 25 years in jail, along with the sudden and unexplained assassination of his longtime partner, FPSRussia is no more. The man who built a career
Wait, what? His fucking partner was assassinated? Wait, well, hold on. Is Jabri gonna fucking, like, mention that in this video? Because that's kind of an odd thing to just glance over, but I assume that'll I did not know that. What the fuck?
Multi-million-dollar business on guns, ammo, and explosives is now legally unable to own any of the things I just mentioned. But why? That's what I want to get into today, as we take a journey back in time to discover the real history of one of YouTube's most popular and federally hated pioneers. This is the story of FPSRussia.
Now you guys are gonna tell me he's not actually Russian? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Born on May 9th, 1980, Georgian native Kyle Myers grew up in an upper-middle-class environment near a farmhouse owned by his father in the city of Livonia. As a kid, Kyle was always enthused by pellet guns and showed a clear knack for shooting at an early age, quickly learning the importance of gun safety from his family.
Every time I would point it at someone that I shouldn't point it at, which happened, or I shot something I shouldn't have.
What the fuck? What the fuck? His name is Kyle. He's not Russian. He's just from Georgia. He's just a regular hog. And he keeps pointing his guns at people. What the fuck?
Shot, which happened. Dad would do the same thing. He would destroy the fucking pellet rifle right there in front of me. Pick it up by the barrel and smash it on the ground like a fucking gorilla, and it would just explode and be completely ruined. I learned my lesson about gun safety that way.
Dude, what the fuck is this podcast, okay? What the fuck is PKA with like a... Is that a red pill, dude? What is going on with this podcast? What am I watching right now? Are these old school podcasts, dude? Is this red pill shit? He's also Jack. More plates, more dates. Gave him a pet stack and helped him with a program. I mean, the Handkill 2020 is pretty funny, so I don't know. Painkiller already. It's a COD reference. Painkiller already. They're not real hogs. Oh, okay.
If I fucked up, if I did something stupid, the gun was gone. And it's not like we're getting a new one next week or next month. It's next birthday or next Christmas. It's next time, like, it's pellet rifle shopping time. Like, we're not getting a new one.
It wasn't until Kyle became a teenager that he obtained his first real job working at a car dealership. This is where he came into contact with a peculiar Russian coworker, displaying the heavy accent Kyle would be quick to adopt and later use to brand his channel, fooling millions of people into thinking he was Russian himself. But contrary to popular belief,
bro, no fucking American man has those glasses. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so confused. Like, you guys were like, you didn't know he was American? Like, this is literally, like, I don't even know if they sell this in America, okay? Like, I feel like these are, like, this is the most Russian fucking glasses that I've ever seen.
Was Russian himself. But contrary to popular belief at one point, Kyle grew up in Georgia, the state, not the country. After experimenting with a few smaller accounts as a teenager, Kyle officially burst onto the early scene of YouTube on April 19th, 2010, with the channel FPSRussia hosted by the fictional character Dmitry Popatov, a gun fanatic from Moscow who had just moved to America and was committed to showing off the Russian lifestyle to an audience of what would become
Bro, I feel so betrayed, dude. I feel betrayed right now. Like, didn't we, like, watch him eat a fucking MRE and shit back in the day, too? Like,
6.9 million subscribers.
Like, I literally just thought he was a Russian dude. I never even questioned it. I was like, yep, that's... Oh, no, that was Crazy Russian Hacker. That guy's Russian, right? Crazy Russian Hacker is Russian, right? If he's not fucking Russian, I'm gonna lose my mind. He has Bama bangs. Oh no, you're right. He literally does. Yo, he does have those fucking American ass bangs. I mean, actually, no, that's still pretty Eastern European. You say Bama bangs, but like, that's hella Eastern European too at the same time.
The only way to make something more Russian is with stolichная vodka. Oh yes, my friends. Now it is breakfast of champions.
It was all a clever shtick. Kyle didn't even disclose his real identity until years later in a Q&A that isn't even up on his main channel.
First questions first, Nick Mantilla says, are you really Russian? No, of course not. No. There's this whole branch of people who think that FPSRussia is like a Russian Spetsnaz commando. The main difference between Dmitry and Kyle is the accents, and it always has been. That's the thing.
And according to...
Yo, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, dude. It's like, it's like, you know, I feel like I'm a kid and you just told me Santa Claus is not real, you know? This is so weird, dude. What a weird... Yo, why'd you do that, man? Why do people lie on the internet, dude? What the fuck? Why'd you play with my feelings like this, you know?
To him, the wide variety of his subscriber base still has no clue of his true persona.
Not everyone knew FPSRussia wasn't the guy. Not everyone knew that. That's the truth.
Still don't know. If I go back and upload on that channel, 80% of them don't know. They have no idea because they watch YouTube videos occasionally. Some of them were only subscribed to me. They're not part of the YouTube community.
He's literally talking about me right now until this very specific video. He's talking about me, who's like, I've seen his like videos that pop off, you know what I mean?
Or the mythos of it, or like, they don't know any other YouTubers. They don't know what VidCon is. A lot of them are like 45 and 50-year-old dudes on Facebook. They just like to watch me blow shit up.
He was playing a character, but the thing was, that didn't matter. Dmitry was a likable, compelling figure regardless of his faux Russian background. And that's what kept people watching. As many YouTubers tend to draw a devoted core audience through their openness.
Are you actually Turkish? Motherfucker, why would I learn? Why could I fluently speak the Turkish language? Okay. Like, it's like the wackest fucking language to know. Like, If I was gonna fake being something, I fake something sexy. You know what I mean? Like Spanish or fucking French or something. Okay.
Kyle managed to pull record numbers by doing the opposite. He was one of the only creators at the time who managed to grow so big using this formula, getting to collab with other huge names and expand the FPS Russia brand beyond his imagination.
Well, this is a f***ing good internet video, isn't it, bitch? How do you reload this again?
So funny. He's like, you know, this, he's like Epic Mealtime, Harley. He's like, super fucking woke. Like, you would never expect it. When I first found out, I was legitimately shocked. Like, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Can I pull the trigger?
At first, Kyle would post short, usually 1-minute videos as Dimitri playing with shotguns, Uzis, Tommy guns, shooting up 50 cal with one hand, and blowing up microwaves with remote-controlled cars.
Harley's from Quebec? That makes sense.
I'm just fucking with you.
Just guys being dudes. But it wouldn't be long until Kyle turned up the notch, exhibiting an Austria assault rifle in front of 10 million people in February of 2011. This would become his most popular video of the time. His format normally consisted of showcasing the weapon's specs and explaining its utilization before testing out what the thing could actually do.
That gives you a much shorter barrel, even shorter than the AK. It gives you much better maneuverability. This one has a reflex sight. You can come around and show them. See if you can see it down the side.
Not only were the guns cool, he was a pretty good shot too.
Target's moving, and two, I want to be facing the target. I'm going to use this mirror to shoot it over my shoulder.
But as time went on and Kyle continued to produce
sick.
shooting style content,
That's sick as fuck. That's some ocelot ass shit right there, dude. I mean, he probably edited it, but still, he fucking did it, which is dope.
he knew he needed to keep changing the formula in order to stay afloat. He understood the critical need to up the stakes with each new video, which is exactly what he did, daring to embark on bold, crazier stunts with exotic machine guns and explosives that were otherwise extremely difficult for the general public to access.
Hello, my friend. This is FPSRussia. Today we're going to have some fun.
So how did Kyle manage to get his hands on these highly dangerous and sometimes explicitly illegal firearms? Well,
Yeah, that's kind of wild. I've just never really thought about that.
that's all
but-
thanks to a man named Keith Ratliff, friend of Kyle and co-owner of FPS Industries, a custom firearms fabrication and testing company. Being Kyle's primary weapon distributor, Keith was a crucial member of the FPS production team, as his special licensing gave him the power to fuel all the insanity you saw unfold on the channel. Without his connections and credentials, it'd be a lot harder for Kyle to get away with videos like 12-gauge Dragon's Breath, Glock 17 explosive ammo, or Flamethrower Massacre.
Literally just a violation of the Geneva Convention to use this. I didn't even know that you could, like, I didn't realize that these were still in commission. Like a workable, usable flamethrower. I did not even know you could get your hands on one unless you like made it yourself. And even in which case you're like still incredibly. Doesn't Tesla sell? No, motherfucker. Tesla's flamethrower is a glorified fucking, lighter. It's to like clear out gutters and shit. This is an actual fucking flamethrower that is like, yeah, it's like a torch, dude. This, on the other hand, is unironically a fucking flamethrower, which is what was used to clear out trenches in fucking World War I. But it was so brutal and so devastating that it was immediately made illegal. Or World War II, not one. World War II, and 1 and 2. Or maybe just 2? Was it 1 error? Okay, whatever. It's just illegal. The point is it's illegal. It's fucking insane. Wait, never mind. Didn't they use it in Vietnam? Wait, hold on. When were flamethrowers banned in war? (1978). Oh, it's because they... Oh, no, sorry. The DOD issued a directive effectively retiring it in 1978 from use in combat. Various commercial weapons that can still shoot fire up to 50 feet are completely legal in 48 states. Only Maryland bans them outright, while California considers them destructive devices, but does issue permits for restricted use, such as movies.
Who?
The U.S. military stopped using it in 1978, but I was wrong. Geneva Convention did not ban flamethrowers, the use of flamethrowers. I was actually wrong. It just cannot be used as the sole weapon of a troop unless it is the only weapon on hand, and it cannot be used specifically to destroy the plant cover to prevent it from spreading unless the plant cover is being used by the enemy as a military objective. So you can literally use it. Shout out to you admitting you're wrong, alpha shit. It's one of those things where, like, you think... It's one of those things where you, like, read something and you think that it's, like, you know, it just, like, stays with you. I'm sure half of you fucking dudes have probably also had the exact same thought.
Does my brain just melt now?
Like, you know what I mean? Don't want to sound war nerdy, but it's just ineffective during long range combat. You know, I know.
I mean, really, it's impossible for anyone to deny the sheer entertainment value of these videos. They were insane, but then again, Kyle, or Dimitri, was also kind of an insane guy.
Can I interrupt? Was it a car door or refrigerator door that hurt Scott? I have my...
It was a refrigerator door, but that's not how the shoot started.
When Kyle's buddies showed up a little less than sober once to a video shoot, they ended up wasting the only good target they had and jeopardized the footage altogether, meaning the FPSRussia team needed to get a little creative. And when a distorted piece of shrapnel impaled the shin of Kyle's cameraman, he let Scott choose between one of the two solutions.
Hey Scott, here's the deal. I'll give you $500 cash right fucking now, and we'll sew your leg up. Or we can go to the ER, whatever it costs, I'll pay for. Take me to the fucking hospital! Take me to the fucking hospital! I'm like, all right.
Basically, Kyle wanted to see what all he could accomplish without, dying. Even though he understood the gravity of each situation and knew an incredible amount about the equipment he was dealing with, he had come shockingly close to death multiple times, and yet was never deterred from pushing the envelope even further for the sake of getting a 10 million view video.
I saw a gif of you almost getting killed by a door.
Maybe a little shrapnel going. Maybe a lot of shrapnel.
Do you remember that? Was that recently?
I feel like that would have really hurt you.
It would have killed me, but like when I'm out there, I'm like, what would FPSRussia do? He wouldn't give a fuck. So it's like I don't give a fuck. And if it were me and there weren't cameras, oh god, I would have shit my pants after. I'd been like, what was that? But because it was FPSRussia doing it, FPSRussia don't care.
From a career standpoint, Kyle had it all figured out, contrasting his signature nonchalant persona with the natural flair of his weapon reviews spelled quick success for his gun channel during the first fundamental years of the platform. Obtaining impressive partnerships with Machinima and Call of Duty, he even launched a successful Kickstarter for his own iOS app by 2012, rocketing up to the 9th biggest YouTube channel in the world, ranking above—
Wait, what happened? Go back? Okay.
Door.
Maybe a little shrapnel going.
Fall of FPSRussia.
Maybe a lot of shrapnel.
Oh my god. I mean, he didn't even see it, I think. Like, he must have felt it. You know what I mean? There's just no way, like...
11 and going.
Bro, he almost got, like... He's almost fucking... He was done. Like, that would have been...
Do you remember that? Was that recently?
I feel like that would have really hurt you.
It would have killed me, but like when I'm out there, I'm like, what would FPSRussia do? He wouldn't give a fuck. So it's like I don't give a fuck. And if it were me and there weren't cameras, oh god, I would have shit my pants after. I'd been like, what was that? But because it was FPSRussia doing it, FPSRussia don't care.
From a career standpoint, Kyle had it all figured out, contrasting his signature nonchalant persona with the natural flair of his weapon reviews spelled quick success for his gun channel during the first fundamental years of the platform. Obtaining impressive partnerships with Machinima and Call of Duty, he even launched a successful Kickstarter for his own iOS app by 2012, rocketing up to the 9th biggest YouTube channel in the world, ranking above PewDiePie of all people. It seemed FPSRussia was on track for enormous success through the rest of the 2010s, but unfortunately, circumstances and Kyle's—
Hasan, why do white men think they can be destroyed? White men are afraid of nothing except for black people, okay? Just know this. White people are afraid of nothing except for black people. That's it. Like, literally nothing. Nothing phases them.
life were about to take a majorly devastating turn.
Wait, you got out of prison 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh, for what?
Wait. Forgot the sponsor. This video wouldn't be able to exist without the one.
Well, also vaccines. Also vaccines. Not just... Yeah, that's true. Black people and vaccines.
This one. Keith Ratliff was just as infatuated with guns.
Christian soldiers feel no fear, Deus Vult. There's no shot this dude is like, there's no shot. I got a dude in here who's been following me since 2018, who's just popping in here and fucking dropping a Deus Vult. Like, no shot. He's been following me since 2018. It's just, I refuse. This is like one of my earliest followers. It's this is like something, I mean, it's Crusader shit, but yeah, it's definitely a joke. No, I'm not even gonna check. He's, of course, been trolling since 2018. Love you since Fortnite, baby. Yeah, no shot. No fucking shot.
as his buddy Kyle. He loved shooting them, building them, and selling them. He went so far as to store bullets in his car cup holder. Needless to say, the man was no stranger to the industry, leaving his wife and son behind in Kentucky to start his own gun business in Carnesville, Georgia, where he was able to join forces with Kyle Myers.
I met Keith Ratliff. He started helping us because he had tons of contacts in the firearm industry, had a lot of know-how that we just didn't have.
His federal firearms license and overall status in the business world is what led the two together, eventually even moving into an apartment connected to the FPS industry's warehouse. They had great plans in store that unfortunately never came to fruition following the tragedy on January 4th, 2013, the day Keith was mysteriously assassinated in cold blood while working out of the warehouse.
So my officers and investigators would respond to the scene, and they observed what they believed was a white male had a gunshot wound, and he was inside his office. And at this time, it is still an ongoing case.
The employee who found Keith's body the morning of his death wasted no time contacting local authorities, who rushed to the scene as quickly as possible. As reported by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, there were no signs of forced entry at the business, and surveillance equipment, along with some firearms, had been taken. There didn't appear to be a struggle of any kind, and based on the scene, Ratliff died while he was working. Ratliff may have been killed by an individual he trusted, as outlined in the police statement. Considering there were no signs of him fighting back as observed in the autopsy, it's safe to assume Keith was taken off guard, a scenario which may lend itself to the perpetrator being a former associate of his. As stated by Kyle 2 years later,
I loved Keith. Keith was my buddy. Keith had been my friend for a couple of years. We traveled the country together. So it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, this person or that person, you know. Everybody's got enemies, I suppose, people who don't care for the way they do things, you know. He had a rocky personal life with women. You know, I know he'd had some trouble in business in the past, but nothing that would bring something like this, you know, at least we wouldn't think so, no idea.
Since 2013, the GBI in
Okay, that's what the fuck?
Franklin County Sheriff's Office alike have had minimal luck in finding a lead for Keith's murder. The trial has gone cold and the case remains open to this day, meaning Keith Ratliff's family has yet to find justice in the face of these gravely unfortunate circumstances. But because Keith was also tied to one of the most prevalent online gun channels of the time, the lack of closure has naturally led to countless fans airing their own suspected theories on who's to blame. However, with little evidence comes pretty unfounded claims, as some have been quick to point the finger at
I think the Dems are behind it. It's them Dems, brother.
The face of the channel himself, Kyle.
There's actually an entire Facebook group that I found from Reddit that thinks Kyle was the one who did it. It's pretty nuts and full of people from Kyle's hometown that are suspicious.
Wait. But if it's him, first of all, why do internet detectives unironically feel like they know better than like investigators who do this shit like professionally? And obviously like investigators are terrible, right? In a lot of instances, there's a lot of crime that goes unsolved, but like, I'm sure they fucking asked him for his goddamn like alibi and shit. You know what I mean? He's probably a suspect.
Of him.
But what would someone on the FPS team, or Kyle himself no less, gain from losing their manager and key weapon supplier? I understand it's impossible to stop these theories from spreading, but I think it's a little disgusting for anyone to imply his friend had anything to do with it based on absolutely no concrete evidence. When looking for a culprit, especially with little to no physical evidence on hand, you have to consider the motive behind such an act. And to me, Kyle would have zero motive. I never knew Keith personally. None of us did. So
he has no motive to kill his fucking main weapons dealer. And it's like he's probably one of the prime fucking suspects when they realize it's like one of the people is someone he knows that assassinated him. Like why the fuck? Why would it be him? Like why would he do that?
It's hard to imagine who, if anyone in his life, might have had it out for him. As one theory goes, it could have been driven by his track record of infidelity, as others have insisted Obama himself might have had something to do with it.
The founder of FPSRussia, the biggest gun show in the world, not just on YouTube, about 100 million viewers on average a month, just on YouTube, biggest gun show in the world, was tied up at his offices, he's a gun manufacturer, dead. And it's in the back of the local Georgia papers, executed.
Thank you, Psychedelic Gazelle, for the 25 good subs.
Tied up in a chair, expertly.
Man, come on. As if the federal government would really waste time concerning themselves with a random YouTube channel. But as YouTuber Gamer from Mars has since pointed out, a business deal gone horribly wrong is also on the table. Unbeknownst to the public, in 2013, Keith was actually the head of a talent network that arranged financial deals for other gun channels. And according to another creator close to Keith, some of these YouTubers were only being paid a fraction of what they were promised.
He and I talked on the phone and he tried.
Yeah, this reminded me we got to talk about hot Alex Jones and also young Alex Jones. That's right. That's a real thing. I posted it on my fucking Instagram earlier. And I totally forgot to talk about. I did not know any of this, dude. This is wild. I didn't even know he was fucking not Russian, okay? So this video is like opened up a lot of things for me.
To woo and woe me into joining his network. I got the used car salesman BS vibe from him and never joined. Quite a few gun channels did join it, and talking to some of them, they told me that their earnings were much lower than before they joined the network. Some of these guys were doing YouTube full time, so their videos were their only source of income. To me, that seemed like a pretty strong motive. I have no idea who would kill someone over that though, but it seemed like a logical possibility.
But it's important to remember this is all just hearsay, as the official investigation unfortunately has yet to bring back anything substantial relating to the murder. In reality, trying to decipher who did it based on shoestring evidence and a handful of vague testimonies is ultimately a pointless venture. Still, someone out there knows the truth, and I just hope one of these days it becomes clear so those in Keith's life no longer have to wonder about the untimely death of their loved one. All we know is this crime marked a new chapter in the FPSRussia history book, the beginning to a series of misfortunes that would only continue throughout the next few years, one of which being just a few months later. The ATF conducted their first raid of Kyle's residence on March 26, 2013. According to a spokesperson from the Bureau, the claim is that he was using explosives and getting paid for it via YouTube. The explosive in question was tannerite, a legal substance that blows up only when shot with a rifle. This is what Kyle used to send trucks sky high on his dad's farm, which was also raided that day. The feds argued that individuals or companies must obtain a federal explosives manufacturing license if they intend to engage in the business of manufacturing explosives for sale or distribution or for their own business.
This is literally bullshit, for the record. Like, tannerite is literally legal. If he did this and he didn't have a fucking camera, it would be perfectly fine. That's kind of wild that they fucked him like that. They literally, NBA Youngboy never broke against him, dude. What the fuck? They NBA Youngboyed him. Oh my God. To be fair though, they should really regulate tannerite. I mean, honestly, they should. Like they shouldn't do this like bullshit wishy-washy like we're gonna fuck over a dude who's like very clearly doing this for content purposes. And instead, you know, they should regulate it appropriately. Right? You hate the ATF? No. No, dude, why would I hate the ATF? But I think this is wishy-washy bullshit. Because is tannerite really a problem though? Bro, you can blow some shit up with tannerite. The fuck do you mean? What are you talking about? I mean, ATA is pretty fucked up. They've done not great things. Okay. All right, let's just keep going.
Business use.
First time they raided my house, you know, and that was a situation like ATF was in the living room and they had this big list of like my registered stuff and they're like, we're not coming up with a couple machine guns here, and they're looking at me like I've done something wrong, and I'm like, well, they're in my bedroom. They're like, we searched the bedroom quite well, sir. And I'm like, mind if I take a look? I'm like, help yourself. I know exactly where the machine gun is, and I just like reach between two pairs of blue jeans on a rack and go, "Ka-ka!" and I've got an M4, and I'm just like, this the one?
Kyle wasn't just using explosives for fun anymore. He was doing it on YouTube and getting paid massive amounts of money.
That's fucking bullshit, dude. They literally cooked him because he was like, they fucking cooked him because he was like shooting Tannerite on camera. When if he had that exact same amount of explosives and he was just shooting it without a camera, the ATF is like, yeah, that's fine. That's so fucked. They literally came in as like revenue collectors. That's wild.
Money in the meantime, making himself a business no matter how you wanted to cut it. I don't doubt being the biggest gun channel in the world came with its perks, but it certainly wasn't always easy, especially with local authorities eyeing your every move. Since these two incidents in 2013, video production on Kyle's main channel began to slow over the next few years. Sure, the content was just as wild as ever, and they were still pulling impressive views, but things would never quite be the same without Keith, unfortunately. And with the added pressure of the state and federal government breathing down his neck, combined with YouTube's changing atmosphere, Kyle knew deep down there wouldn't be much of a future left for FPSRussia. Uploading his—
Even then he almost got himself and his cameraman killed by a car door, don't you think that maybe he should have been regulated for doing it as a business? No, everyone should be regulated for blowing up Tannerite. And yes, you should definitely have like a pyrotechnic specialist that is like helping you along this process. Otherwise, you can get fucking blown to bits. I don't have a disagreement there. My point is, and this is the frustrating part, he could do literally that, and if it wasn't on camera, the ATF is like, that's fine. That's what I'm frustrated by. Where like you're allowed to blow shit up with Tannerite as long as it's not on camera, I guess, or if you're not like super successful blowing shit up with Tannerite. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the opposite of porn. It's like, it's only illegal when the camera is on. Like, that's fucking bullshit. It's like, you can't, you know, have sex with a prostitute and pay for the sex, but if you have a camera on, then it's porn.
His last video on April 16th of 2016, Kyle bid a quiet goodbye to the channel without ever officially announcing it.
If you got the flamethrower, you can definitely protect your rights and melt cars if you're into it. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you share the video, give it a like down below, and as always, have a nice day.
The channel has remained inactive as of September 2021, but the timing ended up being pretty ideal, because a little over a year later, the trajectory of his life would wildly change once again.
Open up! Police!
As mentioned at the beginning of the video, feds raided Kyle's property for a second time towards the end of 2017. Only the cops weren't looking for explosives this time. Instead, it was a bag of weed that caused the YouTuber to face up to 25 years in the slammer. But I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I'll let Kyle do the talking.
But the feds, because of the types of firearms that I owned, were able to search my house regardless, just because I had been found to possess any marijuana whatsoever.
That 2 months is what that gets you?
In federal prison, yes.
I guess it's safe.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking... Dude, this is literally the worst country on the planet. I fucking hate this shit. That's insane, dude. That's literally the most... Yo, fuck this country. Are you fucking joking? Fuck this country, dude. My man went to... Yo, it turns out Hey, listen, that's a crazy ass white boy right there, dude. That's like one of the very few white men to go to jail for weed. Like literally. Yo, this government is so dog shit. Like I'm a fucking fan of regulation. You guys know this, but god damn, this shit makes me so fucking annoyed. He went to federal prison for having weed and guns. And then lost all of his fucking guns. That's so fucked up. Even in states where weed is legal, you are still not allowed to own a gun and weed at the same time. Wait, so I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? So it's fine if you have like a 30 rack downstairs. I mean, how many motherfuckers literally drink beer and then fucking go shooting and shit, which is very dangerous. But like, that's so stupid. You can only have weed or you can only have guns. I feel like that's racist as fuck, to be honest. I swear to God, like there's got to be something in there which is like either to like prevent drug dealers or because you know, they just think like marijuana makes you a black man very angry and use your guns to shoot white folk, like that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have a concealed carry license if you have a weed card. But you can drink alcohol and fucking shoot guns. The guns confiscated is probably being used by the PD to point at black kids. Yeah, it's just like. Dude, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. Meanwhile, you can like walk into a store and just fucking get an AR-15 and go shoot shit up.
Yes.
Or you can go to a, you know, gun show and purchase one. Jesus Christ, dude. If you need weed for mental illness, it's deemed not safe for you to own a gun. You don't need weed. You don't need to have weed for mental illness.
Safe to say Kyle had made a few enemies over his time as FPS Russia, one of which being the local government, who may as well have been looking for an excuse to raid his home again 4 years after the first siege, finally catching him on the receiving end of a package containing about 25 grams of butane hash oil, or weed for any of you lamos out there. As minor as this offense may have seemed, the Department of Justice was hellbent on prosecuting harshly on the grounds of Kyle owning firearms along with the illicit drug. Luckily, Kyle and his team were still able to win the court case against the state on account of the initial search warrant being absolute bullshit.
Dude, this is the most insane story I've ever heard. That's nuts. My man was getting like vape juice. And they fucking cooked him and destroyed him. Dude, fuck this country. I swear to God, it's so bad. I literally feel like the fucking feds were just like, that boy right there, that crazy ass white boy, he's got some cool ass guns, brother. We got to get in there, yeet yee. We got to get in there, get them guns out. Then me and the boys can be shooting them guns ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I love watching that Russian boy. What's his name? FPS Yeah, we got to go in there. We got to get them guns. Got to free those guns, baby. Those are our guns now. Hey, they were just like, yeah, cops were just jealous that he had so many fucking guns. He's like, them's are good ass firearms right there. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, maybe the feds were like me. They thought he was actually Russian. Or the feds Yeah, they thought he was a communist because he had the hammer and sickle.
Cited by the cops, the reason they searched his house in the first place was because
they wrote a warrant that said they were able to search my home due to the fact that I was wearing shorts.
I haven't heard this little bit.
Now I had some cargo shorts on, and they said because I was wearing shorts, that meant that I was heading straight home with the half ounce of marijuana, and therefore they had the right to search my home. Whereas if I'd been wearing slacks, I guess, then I was going about my day into the world.
Maybe if Kyle were dressed in a fucking tuxedo, you would have been able to avoid the charge altogether.
Don't go home.
Possessions is still a state crime in Georgia as well. So how did you get tried for on a federal level for it?
Because we beat the state case because they wrote a bad warrant. A seed of marijuana or a hundredth of a gram of marijuana would give them the ability to search my home. So this
Defending big streamers, man, shut the fuck up. I didn't even know this dude streamed. That's one. And two, that's psychotic, okay? That is 100% like the state abusing the fucking limited powers that they have to just like cook someone. They were just like, yeah, fuck this guy.
Thanks for all the great content, dude.
state lost their case, and so the feds picked it up.
The warrant made no sense and obviously served as an excuse to get into his house. But with the state authorities out of the picture, prosecutors on the federal level were then able to swoop in and prolong the case, basically threatening Kyle with obscenely trumped up charges, some of which were completely unfounded.
The stress and like unknown that stretched out for 2 years was maybe worse than the 2 months in prison.
I was looking at more like...
I take it back though. You should be raided if you're wearing cargo shorts. It's terrible. Terrible drip choice. I mean, actually, like, the fuck you doing, bro? It's like unacceptable. You know what I mean? Like, the only people that get pussy wearing cargo shorts are dads who have already fucked your mom and porn stars. That's it. No one else has ever gotten pussy wearing cargo shorts, okay? It's just a irresponsible piece of fashion. It's an irresponsible sartorial choice. Some of us prefer functionality and comfort over drip. Shut up, dude. Yo, that's not... There's no functionality, dude. Shut the fuck up.
25 years of prison.
Prosecutors were determined to put Kyle behind bars one way or another, forcing him to plead guilty for the lesser charge of possession of marijuana, which he inevitably did, as the alternative meant prison time for God knows how long.
Like, one of the charges was owning a firearm with a destroyed serial number. Now, what happened was he bought a brand new firearm. He bought it from a gun store legally. Everything is on the up and up. He took that brand new firearm and shipped it to a professional firearm coding person to give it, like, you know, cool camo or another color or something like that. And then it turns out that person had got paint in the serial number, and now they're accusing Kyle of
defacing a serial number, which is a 10-year mandatory minimum federally. Even the guns had nothing to do with marijuana, you know, those type of...
Like, what the fuck? Like, what's the... That's so insane. Like, what were they... what's the attitude there? What's the suspicion there? They're like, this famous gun YouTuber, he must have etched out the number. He must have painted over the serial on this gun so he could, what, like, do murders with his, like, gun that he's used in his videos? Like, what the fuck? I love etching out my famous and also very loud and uniquely kitted out guns in crimes that I'm going to be doing in the future. Like, what's the mentality there? Is that what's going on? Makes me think the government might have had something to do with his partner's death. Yeah, now I'm like actually sussed by how the fuck his partner died.
Laws are meant to punish drug dealers who are carrying a pistol while they deal drugs, not for people who, like, have a shotgun in their closet way back at home and they smoke some marijuana at a concert. So they were threatening me with like roughly 25 or 30 years or something like that if I didn't plead guilty to some pretty nonsensical charges.
Instead, Kyle spent a total of 2 months in federal prison for possession and attempt to distribute marijuana. Pretty insane considering the distribution part was just sharing it with his girlfriend.
I pled guilty to intent to distribute as well because they said that my girlfriend had smoked marijuana at my house one time and that I had distributed marijuana to her in that manner.
Regardless, Kyle made some allies, completed his 2 months, paid a $7,500 fee, and went right back to his podcast, Painkiller Already, to tell about living through the whole experience.
8 cents an hour, that is crazy.
Look at that, it's Tucker. Yo, this podcast has like so many people on it. Yeah, it does feel like, it feels like they just were really horny for a fucking dub. You know what I mean? This is def right wing as fuck. This podcast is right wing as fuck. I don't know. Some were saying that the Kyle, the fucking FPS Russia dude, is like actually kind of a lib. Kyle is hella racist. Wait, really? ATF has never had a W before, so it seems like they pulled all their last 20 years in this case and still fucked it up. Yeah, I mean, it could have gone worse. Knowing their fucking track record, at least they didn't like murder him and his girlfriend. And some children on the way too. Harley plays. No, it's not. It's not right wing. See, there you go. They were really pro Second Amendment when I watched. That doesn't mean that someone is fucking right wing, dude. Come on, how long have you been in the fucking community to know that? Wrong. ATF gets plenty of W's. They're all kind of chuddish, not as bad as others though. He said he wanted Biden to win so pot could be legalized and his record could be expunged. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, brother, but Joe Biden, not exactly a fucking abolitionist or not exactly a fucking, you know, free the weed type of dude. D has been on the podcast multiple times. They like having him and Dick Mastodon together. Woody is a boomer dad lefty, but still conservative about some stuff. Kyle is like drug, sex, and guns, and Taylor probably is the most conservative, but pretty left, but still pretty left on lots of topics. Okay.
Like, that's just slavery.
Nuts. They dropped the N-word very casually. I feel like you guys are just making stuff up. We all agree that Kyle's actually racist, right? I thought it was ironic for quite a while, but recently when I started to learn he's a legitimate racist person, it doesn't make a difference to me at the end of the... What a take, dude! I love that. I thought it was ironic. I thought he was like ironically racist for quite a while, but only recently am I starting to realize he's like a legitimate racist person. Doesn't make a deal to me at the end of the day. Like, why'd you put a post together to be like, this guy's probably fucking racist, right? I mean, I don't give a shit. Bro, this is the most Reddit comment you can. This is just like, this is Reddit distilled into one perfect fucking sequence. I'm still gonna listen and try to. I'm still gonna listen to and enjoy the show. I'm not trying to cancel him or anything stupid like that with this post. More just seeing if anyone else has noticed this, or if it was blindingly obvious with the whole time and I'm just the R word. I don't even want to know. He's never said anything but generalizations. All races do that. Black people do that more in my race and experience. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Look at their subreddit banner. all races do that, and I'm one of them. Yeah. I love that, dude. I fucking love Redditors, dude. He just generalizes, like, you know, all races generalize. I'm a racist myself, and I definitely generalize a lot more about black people. The reply with the upvote says, Kyle says one racist thing against black people a week.
Half a year of HasanAbi. Love you has keep bright.
The vibe check is failing for this podcast and his community. I mean, we'll see. I'll listen to him. I mean, I'll go on their podcast. He's also generally not a good person who lacks a lot of empathy.
Has raid.
Said multiple times in old PKAs that his dad hates black people, and they seem to have been really close. I'm positive Kyle has that in him. Damn, you recall which PKAs? Here's the one time I have to go back and listen for other times I remembered. You will get canceled. Oh, fuck? Bro, you have to see Woody and Arian Foster debate about blackface? No. They did not fucking... You're already being canceled? Yeah.
Oof.
Really, dude? Am I being canceled right now? Is that what you're saying? It's not a real thing. Cancellation is not a real thing. Canceling is not a real thing. Canceling is not a real thing. Please, stop. It's not a fucking real thing. If you go on, they'll 100% bring Pepe Le D. Yeah, I'm not going to fucking go on then. Why the fuck would I do that? Canceling boost approval numbers is true. The racism is canceled out by him getting absolutely shredded. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, dude. Dude, I need to do steroids. It's over. Fuck me. Holy shit, dude. The FBI is now searching for... Yeah, I know they are. Breaking. The FBI is now searching for Brian Laundrie, according to his lawyer. Police were at Laundrie's North Pole home removing property to help find Brian. Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein got canceled? Yeah, criminally, dude. That's it. And they did, like, actually criminal shit. Listen, motherfuckers. People who fucking cry about cancel culture, like celebrities who cry about cancel culture, let me tell you something, okay? They're fucking lying to you. They're trying to make money off of you. And you, especially as like a random person who no one has ever fucking heard of, you will definitely never be canceled. That's not like a real thing, especially for you. In my world, it's a little bit more of a real thing. It's like a legitimate fear. Like, no one is canceling you at the fucking Albuquerque Jiffy Lube, okay? Chill out. So that's one. Two, like in this world, it's a little bit more of a reality if you do some like really fucking heinous, fucked up shit. And then, yeah, you might get canceled. Like you might actually get fucking canceled. And in some instances, you will probably deserve it. I can't really think of an instance where like someone got fucking canceled, but they like didn't fully deserve it. Greatest example of this is like, you know, Aziz Ansari, okay? Gray area situation. What happened? He fucking returned with a Netflix special. Like, most of these motherfuckers that say they're getting canceled are just doing it to fucking milk you and like, you know, play off of your fears that you're gonna get canceled. You're never getting canceled, okay? Unless you like do some fucking heinous shit and you get canceled by the ATF for non-heinous shit like what happened to FPS Russia, or you're getting canceled by the government for like, you know, doing illegal crime stuff, okay? It does not happen to most regular people, and it certainly doesn't happen to motherfuckers like Joe Rogan, who have literally built entire careers off of just basically creating momentum around being canceled. I'm canceled. I'm so fucking canceled. I'm canceled so hard. There's like 3 fucking people who have like legitimately been canceled, and they've been canceled because they've done heinous shit or they like actually went to jail. Okay? Do you understand? Jenna Marbles canceled herself, and she never had to do that. Unless you're like literally a fucking Nazi, and even then you have to be like a pedophile. You know what I mean? Only then do you get fucking canceled, like Milo Yiannopoulos. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. So cancellation, probably not. Your reputation getting completely falsely smeared, 100%. Yes. That happens regularly. It happens to me once a fucking week. Okay? Just comes with the territory. And most people know that. So, you know, you can be deplatformed. You can get deplatformed. That's a real thing, especially if you're not like a Hollywood celebrity. You can get blacklisted if you're in Hollywood.
Nash has a wonderful video on why canceling does not work.
I think that guy was talking about regular people. But like the reality is like, and I say this as someone, I'm gonna repeat this one more time. I will say this as someone who's been canceled more than all of your favorite content creators combined. Okay, how many times have like people canceled me? Like actual massive amounts of fucking outrage. Okay, like a lot of fucking outrage. It doesn't mean anything. According to your Twitch tracker, your follows are down 14%, so it definitely had some effect on you. Probably purging bots, dude. Are you fucking stupid? Dog, I literally have more fucking concurrent viewers consistently than ever. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, fuck those followers. Like, follower doesn't mean anything. Two days ago, I was canceled. So, yeah, it's not like a real thing. I mean, it's a real fear that people have. It does hurt you if you could lose sponsors. Yeah, well, I'm fucking, you know, I don't care. So there's that. Also, be down from the election. What? Guys, the election season or the election sequence is completely separate. Like, my numbers on the election were, of course, super fucking high. But having said that, my numbers of the election were super high. But having said that, like, my consistent average viewership has been insanely high in comparison to has been insanely high in comparison to last year. You know what I mean?
Since you pulled me out of Lib Hell, thank you, Hasan.
Oh my god. Literally gaslighting Sykkuno so he's forced to stream with you. Victim complex. Ew, dude. I'm almost certain that this fucking stand, I'm pretty sure Sykkuno would despise of your behavior here. Like, he would probably not like someone like you ever representing him. I'm just gonna let you know, Sykkuno Stan. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'll probably hit him up later and ask him And he'll probably tell me that he fucking despises you. So maybe, you know, on your 14th birthday, you should wish when you blow on the fucking candles to be a nicer person instead of being a fucking pathetic loser.
At HasanAbi, any validity to the claim Gabby's
Also, second was literally 30.
Puerto Rico as her last location?
It's always so weird. Motherfuckers will be like, Nicki Minaj fans are like, bro, you're rapidly aging. You're going to be 40. I'm like, Nicki Minaj is 38. I'm 30. I just turned 30. Nicki Minaj is literally 38. Like, why is it that, like, people that come from different fandoms that come in here and be like, bro, you're so old. It's like, motherfucker. You're more likely to be semi-canceled by your own side, like some on the left calling ContraPoints transphobic for having Buck Angel in video. That's true. I mean, that's why being a leftist fucking sucks. And that's the reality, because the left is like super trigger happy with canceling, or like trying to cancel, or effectively fucking eating our own. You know what I mean? Like, whereas Republicans don't give a shit. Like, they literally don't. You could be the most massive piece of shit on the planet, and Republicans are like, is he still a Republican? Good.
Yeah.
It's about $20 a month.
Oh my God!
How do they justify the fact that they're paying you 8 cents an hour? Like, why even pay you at that point? Doesn't
Yeah,
make
I'd
any
rather have
sense.
nothing. More dignity.
Well, whenever they abolish slavery, what the part they always read the first sentence. They never read the second sentence of that amendment. The second part is,
not famous or power people who are actually risky being canceled. A regular person has nobody defending them for a bad joke. Luckily, that shit doesn't happen more often anymore. There's like the times where like a random person gets like fucking clapped up on Twitter or anything like that. Anyway, let's just finish this. I'll talk about
except
cancel
in the
culture
case
again.
of punishment, though. So it's literal slavery.
To this day, the FPSRussia
He's right, by the way. That was a fucking based ass take. I don't know why everybody was like crying.
YouTube channel remains untouched, yet gains an average of 1 million views every month, and has even seen steady sub growth over the years of inactivity. His videos are still being viewed by fans old and new, so why hasn't he come back? Well, there's probably a couple reasons for that. For one, Kyle is a felon, meaning he can no longer buy or own any more guns whatsoever unless the law changes or he relocates to another country. And being a gun channel unable to purchase a firearm is kind of a slight roadblock, I'd say.
What do they do with the guns?
That's so fucked up, dude. They effectively destroyed his opportunities of like being a content creator. They just neutered his business completely for nothing. It's literally because he doesn't know the account login. I mean, but also he can't like fucking, you know, he can't shoot guns, he can't own guns. So no, they didn't just do that. They did fuck him over big time. That's really fucked up. They deleted his career.
Hold on to him, put him in a big vault somewhere.
Probably destroy them.
Oh, that's a shame.
What would you, 200K? Like, you get more than that in guns.
Yeah, closer to 400.
They took $400,000 worth of guns? Holy cow.
I had half an ounce of marijuana. I was a real danger to society.
But even if he were able to get around it, the licensing itself is too much of a headache to obtain. To continue blowing up vehicles on his dad's property and shooting at posters of Justin Bieber from a helicopter requires a ton of credentials most gun channels wouldn't even need. It's possible Kyle could still be planning a grandiose return in the form of an alternate genre. In fact, his Twitch has even seen some activity in late 2021, with his return to streaming reaching an impressive viewership, especially considering the 6-year hiatus. The FPSRussia name may have experienced unprecedented hardships in recent years, leading to the eventual decay of the channel. But that doesn't mean the brand is gone forever. In fact,
According to Twitch Tracker, you're the 4th most viewed Twitch stream right now. Canceled.
this may just be the start of a new beginning. But even if I'm being too optimistic here, at least we'll always get to hear him weigh in on the most pressing matters of the day, thanks to his podcast.
I stole a kid's hearing aid one time.
That is
That is so fucking funny. How did you do that?
You're like
Actually, he couldn't hear you sneaking up on him.
Wait, what did he say? I didn't hear it.
Podcast.
I stole a kid's hearing aid one time.
What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. Ironically, more of a crime than smoking weed yet. Dude, that shit sucks. That's the real crime, dude. FPS version mutates in 11 months, natty or not. Yeah, that's the real devious lick, dude. The real devious lick is the fucking TSA just taking $400,000 worth of your weapons, dude, and destroying your. Say hi to Jay Aubrey. What is this? I was gonna watch your latest vid soon. Oh, thanks for letting me know. I hope he likes it. Yeah, I do like it. It was very good.